Hey Warriors, in this video I wanted to share with you a super cool app called Shapr3d. It's available in self-service, and if you sign in with Google you get the free premium edition. Let's take a look at what it can do. Shapr3d is a 3D modeling app that is super duper intuitive. Much like Tinkercad and Fusion, you can start making your own 3D models, but what's kind of neat about this app is it's designed to be used with an Apple Pencil and an iPad. I'm going to go ahead and just start designing. You get to choose between new design and import file. Import file is like I made something in Tinkercad, or I found a cool file on Thingiverse that I want to edit. But I'm going to start from scratch, so I'm going to do new design. I get this kind of three-dimensional little world where I can start drawing. And with my Apple Pencil, I'm going to select Sketch. I have all these different shapes I can work with. I'm going to change this to rectangle and kind of do like a rough sketch of a rectangle right here. So let's say I wanted to make that a perfect square, 12 by 12. I have 12 by 9. If I tap 9, I can make that 12 really easily. And it's just so intuitive. And let's say you picked something but you're not really sure how it works. Every single option in Shapr has these little helpful video tutorials at the top middle of the screen. If I tap on it, it starts showing me this quick tutorial and gives me a demo of what this tool can do. This is really helpful if you ever get stuck or you kind of forget what that tool does. All right. I'm gonna X out of that. All right, so I have a plane, but now I want to turn it into a three-dimensional object. All I have to do is tap on the object, and it assumes right away that I want to extrude. You'll see that on the left. What does that mean? So if I pull the arrow up, I can make it whatever height I want it to be. So now I have this perfect cube. And as you can see, I can kind of move it all around and look at the different angles. Cool, right? All right, let's look at a couple other things you can do. I'm going to sketch on top. I'm going to sketch a circle right here. But I'm going to move it kind of to the center. It doesn't have to be perfect for what I'm doing here. But I have this circle. If I select it, again, it's going to assume I want to extrude. So like if I pull it up, it's going to make a little cylinder on top. And if I pull it down, it's going to make a hole through the middle, which is pretty cool. But let's say that's not what I intended. There are other things you can do with this shape you just drew. Let's see. If I select it, I can say move it instead of extrude it. So I can move it up a certain number of inches, 9 inches, say, and then deselect all. So if I go to tools, there's all these really rad tools I can do for engineering here. I'm going to choose loft just to show you one cool thing you can do. I'm going to select the circle. I'm going to select the top square, and boom. I've now lofted that up to take the square to the circle. Right? So many cool things. It's so easy to get started. So what do you do when you've done creating something cool inside of Shapr? How do you share that? So up in the upper left corner, there's this up arrow. That's your export tool. And you have a lot of choices. So for example, if I chose 3D print and I saved it as an STL file, I could email this to me, Mrs. Colby, in the library and have it 3D printed. I'd have a cool actual object that I could share with people. But you could also do this cool thing with augmented reality. It's right below it. If you choose augmented reality, you can save the file as a USDZ, which is AR for Apple products. Super cool. But if you're just like, I really quickly want to show my class this, you can also just choose preview 3D model. If you tap it, it instantaneously is going to put it in the room with you. Right there. It's going to land in my living room. So now when I walk around it, boop, 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 it's here. You can get the dimensions. I can use my fingers to make it bigger, smaller. Kind of neat, right? If you're like, oof, I don't want to see it in my room, if you tap it, you'll get this option. Tab at the top. You can change it to object, so you're just seeing it in space, if you will. And then I'm just using my finger to move it around. From either object or AR, I have that up arrow, the arrow in the upper right corner. When I tap it, I can do all the normal things. I can save save it to files. I can airdrop, I can email my little 3D asset. So Shapr3d, by far one of the coolest apps you have available to you for free, and you can do some super duper cool stuff with it. Check it out today.